Go, go, Power Rangers! So when I was little, I had no girlfriends. I'm just gonna be honest, I had no girlfriends. I just had little boyfriends, so I had to do whatever they wanted to play. And the big game that my friend Danny liked to play was Power Rangers. Now, he was always making me be the Yellow Ranger, and I liked it, and he was the Red Ranger, and we'd run around chasing each other with the space guns, and then we'd do the spaz out. You know how the Power Rangers do the spaz out on the ground, like we just did that all the time, okay? And it made me keep on. I was thinking about this because I heard that they're coming out with a new Power Rangers movie, which after 24 years, I really think that they're milking it. But then I realized that they have like this 90's hipster following, and so anything with the 90's hipster following basically means that it's going to be milked till the end of time because all the 90's hipsters follow it. But with a 90's hipster following comes a lot of criticism as well. And the big criticism right now is that they changed from spandex to metal costumes. I know. How could they ever change those beautiful spandex costumes? But they did. And the big thing is that they're not unisex anymore. Really? Like, and they said, okay, so the big thing is that they said that it shows off, the metal one shows off the girl's boobs too much, and I'm just like, did the leotard before not show off the girl's boobs? Like, okay, but I digress. What I really want to talk today about was the technology that Power Rangers should do, because being a tech reporter, I said, oh, well, you know, they had a bunch of cool gadgets back then that I would have totally used, and so... But I realized that a lot of them are actually real today. So I guess today I'm going to talk about 5 things that the Power Rangers used that are actually real life tools. The first gadget I want to talk about today is the Morpher. And the Morpher would basically turn the Power Rangers into some crazy animal to fight off the aliens. But today, what I thought of something that it would relate to is the CRISPR genetic code. Now, this is a code that was developed by MIT scientists, if you've watched some of my other videos. And it basically has a potential to it's to hack into any living cell. And I know they've been doing all these experiments with it, and it eventually might be able to change physical features of like embryos. So basically you could biologically design humans. So if you could biologically design humans, couldn't you design them into morphing animals? I don't know, maybe this one's too far-fetched. But on to my next one. Gadget 2, the Alpha 5 robot. Now, you guys all remember the Alpha 5 robot. It was that cool thing that walked around, that talked to them and like helped them follow orders and stuff. It was kind of like that thing from Teletubbies that everybody loved that thing on Teletubbies that was like the vacuum cleaner. This thing was kind of like it, the Alpha 5 robot. But today we could think of that as Siri. Now Siri, no, it doesn't go around helping us fight aliens, but it actually helps us to communicate things and to look up songs. And I know we have Alexa now today, so there's one connection with that. Gadget 3 is the wrist communicator. This is how the Power Rangers would contact each other when they were fighting the crazy aliens. But today, that's the Apple Watch. Now, I don't really know that many people who have the Apple Watch, and when I went to go buy one, it was actually going to cost, I was like, oh, what's this cool gold one? And they're like, that one's $20,000, you know? And I don't know, I don't really like it that much, but maybe, so, I said that about texting too. I said texting was never going to catch on, and look how that did. So maybe someday we will use the wrist communicators just like they did in Power Rangers, like, hey mom, hey, I'm going to go fight some aliens, you know? Guess we'll have to see with that one. Gadget 4, random materialization. Now, I know this isn't as much of a gadget as it is a thing that they could do, but remember when the Power Ranger would just show up places and they had that great 3D technology, or not 3D, the green screen technology that they would just transport anywhere. I know they do that in Harry Potter too, and Edward Cullen kind of moves around and goes from place to place, but the thing what I was thinking about, maybe we can't teleport places yet, but we could go pretty effing fast, you know? And I know my friend Kelby, who also works here, has been working on this story about the Hyperloop, which is an Elon Musk invention that they're trying to basically say that this train that goes from LA to San Francisco, and it goes 700 miles per hour. 700 miles per hour. So you can get from LA to San Francisco in 35 minutes, she was telling me. So you should check out that story, but think about it, it's kind of close to random materialization with the speed that it's going. Gadget number 5 from the Power Rangers is my personal favorite, in which I thought it was the creepiest shit when it was on there, the Zordon energy tube. Now this part would always scare me when I watch Power Rangers, but it was basically that guy that was frozen in time that would talk to the Power Rangers, and it was in that green tube and stuff, and he was just talking to them and stuff, but he like we didn't know how old he was, and he just like lived forever. Now, while we don't have the fountain of youth, like we can't live forever today, what we do have is cryonic freezing. Now, cryonic freezing, a lot of people could do this, in which you might not know this. Cryonic freezing can actually, you could, after you die, okay, which I'm totally doing this, you know, after you die, you could put your body into these freezing things. So they freeze you until they come up with a technology where they can actually bring you back to life in the future. So kind of like the energy tube with Zordon, it's kind of like that. So maybe someday we'll be floating heads in the green thing because of cryonic freezing. So I know I went on a lot of different tangents today, talking about my friend Danny and the Yellow Ranger spaz suits and the Boob Rangers that they now have coming out in the new movie, and a lot of the different Power Ranger tech gadgets, which might have been a little bit of far-fetched of a stretch that I compared them to real things, but tell me what you think. I mean, I really want to hear your feedback about our page and about our site, and just so I could tell you stories about different tech things that you might not have thought of before, or that I might have not have thought of before. So I'm Carly Kovac with Penta.tech.